Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen monthly report for November, going over some of the highlights and important talking points of what the studios were doing for Star Citizen and Squadron 42, and what they've been working on, all that sort of jazz for the month of November 2016. It's a lot of work on 2.6, 3.0 and Squadron 42, as you might imagine, with QA working extremely hard on 2.6 testing and improvement across the board. But let's look at some of the studio's talking points individually. CIG Los Angeles, they've done the groundwork for further development on the item system, improved first-person radar mechanics, which should allow for some new gameplay. The first iteration of the atmospheric volume system's been rolled out. There's been more work on tools and pipeline improvements for designers to help them create stuff in the verse. They've also put the finishing touches to the Drake Caterpillar, which is in 2.6 obviously, and now they're working on the grey boxing for the Buccaneer, which could be one of the fastest ships we've ever seen put in the game. Lots of items are being created for 2.6 and 3.0. They've cleaned up the animations and streaming system as well as unified character assets. Character items have been improved and ready for the new inventory system whenever that comes out. Testing and balancing for the 2.6 flight model and afterburners have also been done. Down in CIG Austin, they were quite heavily, and for the most part, focused on 3.0. They're working on shops and setups for shopping kiosks and UIs for that. They're reiterating upon them, getting them looking as sharp and nice as possible. Shop archetypes have been worked out with props, NPCs, animations, gameplay, how they fall into different categories like bars, clothing shops, security, weapons, and more. The 3.0 economy is being built out as well. The price fixer is getting more love. This is how the 3.0 economy will dynamically work out the price of items, ships, and that sort of stuff, at least in its simplest terms, how much they're worth, their availability of components and raw materials, that sort of stuff, how many of these items will be available, for how much, basically. The commodities list is also being worked on, and this is going to be kind of what we'll be able to purchase cargo-wise in 3.0, but also how trade routes are going to work for Stanton. That sort of stuff is also being worked on, and that commodities list is part of. The Hornet has received its finishing touches to its refactor. The new Cutlass Black is in its grey box phase. Lighting on the Star Marine maps has got some love too. For Squadron 42, they've been adding animations for usables on the Idris. The Idris deck crew got some work to them as well, giving them various roles and AI so that they can deal with ships landing and taking off. The additional animations, dubbed the Lego piece transition animations, are being implemented, and this is like adding animations to other animation sets, basically. This is things like NPCs sitting in mess halls or at consoles, universal animations, that sort of stuff. They're also working on G-Force animations, entry and exit speeds, and various 2.6 ship animations. There was also some 2.6 and some more Star Marine-centric work. Lobby and the matchmaking services are being worked on with new UIs, new lobbies, in-game leaderboards, player relations, is a new kind of department or organisation that incorporates game support, e-commerce support, which was CS previously, and community support. They've kind of formed into a single organisation to help backers more effectively. Down in Foundry 42 UK, they've completed the concepts for the Prowler. Work has also begun on the Vandal Stinger. Lighting passes on the Idris with a focus on the characters looking good in various environments have been done. They continue to work on the Javelin too. I believe that the Idris, Javelin and Bengal are pretty much complete now. There might be some minor work to do. Obviously they will continue to iterate on them and polish them, and QA will be smashing bits and bobs of them on and off. There are also 3 new weapons for FPS in concept. They're continuing the work on the Klaus and Werner energy weapons, as well as the Nightbridge Arms ship weapons. Continue to develop on surface outposts as well. So they've got these planetary assets for the vertical slice. They've got surface outposts they've been working on. They are also working on 3 planet environments, their looks and feels. So this is Hurston with an oppressive feel, narrow alleys, security checkpoints and machinery. Microtech focusing on the dome there, and Crusader focusing on beautiful vistas, buildings juxtaposed with empty space, smoke and shadows. They've also completed the VFX for 2.6 ships, VFX for StarEngine levels and weapons. They've cleaned up various ships and FPS weapons too. Loads of improvements and refactors to menus for the game and lobbies and StarEngine loadout interfaces, FPS HUDs, that sort of stuff. Implemented pickups for Arena Commander as well. These are fuel, repair, missiles, ballistics, ammo, that sort of stuff. All the icons there and everything that have all been put into the game now. They've continued to work on the mega map, which will allow us to more quickly load between different modes, game types, and that sort of stuff without continuously having to quit back to the main menu. They've improved the depth of field, lighting systems, and shadow resolution for efficiency and performance gains. They've also iterated further on AI combat animations. All the current FPS weapons have had their second animation pass to bring them up to current standards, and they've been working on improving the prone animation set and combat signaling, as well as AI reactions to danger. Foundry 42 in Germany, or Frankfurt, they've completed the Galactic Tour segments for the anniversary livestream that we might have seen. They used what they deemed as Tier 2 heads, Tier 0 is the highest, and basic bodies and animations. They look pretty good for some basic work, or at least basic animations, basic bodies, basic faces. For Squadron 42, they worked on vidcoms and conversation scenes with characters and lighting as well as a focus. They created various megastructures for Squadron 42 levels as well. For StarEngine, VFX have been working on various blood impact effects when players are hit, screen impacts and effects for damage, and a frag grenade explosion for the frag grenade. Work on procedural planets, custom ecosystems, improved terrain blending, as well as improved creation tools have also been worked on, and they can now easily create holes in terrain for placing structures or features on planets, making it look a lot better. They've also improved various animations for reloads and interactions, and created a pre-visualization pipeline for weapons, allowing them to identify issues with them and review them much quicker. Further improvements with physics, the shader system, texture streaming, ragdolls, and planetary terrain in general have been done. They're using multi-threaded memory allocators now to, as well as improved occlusion systems. Zone transition is more stable and synced with animations and ship entries and exits, so that it minimises teleporting and aggressive snapping. That should look a lot better, basically. There's lots of improvements to allocation of software and hardware use, and efficiency improvements and hardware improvements, all that sort of jazz across the board. They can now track overlapping entities and areas. They've reworked the ATT-4 laser rifle and arrowhead sniper rifle. They're working on a new range of modular ship weapons for Knightsbridge Arms manufacturer, getting gadgets ready for release as well, a new range of Castac arms ready too. Buildings, stations, satellites, modular outposts, and other locations for 3.0 have been worked on. They finalised the mercenary and bounty hunter careers for 3.0 and worked on fleshing them out significantly more. Getting AI feeling much more alive in Squadron 42 as well, working on NPCs, cinematic scenes, and interactions with the player. They was also a lot of info about AI subsumption and AI in general from the German studio. They've continued to work on AI skills, stat system, which will allow AIs to kind of have their own separate wants and needs and like personality traits. AI will have changed behaviours based on what situation they're in and their stats, whether it be social or as a crewman of a ship or a pilot or a gunner. AI may be lacking or proficient in certain skill sets as well that will make them more or less suitable in different roles and in different situations. Furthermore, they've made improvements to combat behaviours. For both combat and non-combat environments, they have emotion controlling facial animations based on what the emotion of the NPC is, basically, and what situation they're in. Also improving animation flows so that characters feel more fluid when they move, and ground turrets have now been 100% confirmed, and they're going to be able to be controlled by AI too. Turbulent, for those of you that are new to Star Citizen, or at least to Spectrum. So Spectrum is the new organisation 2.0 and communication platform 2.0 all rolled in together, which has forum, chat, private messaging, notifications, and future versions will have voice chat and in-game overlays. It's supposed to be a multi-platform Star Citizen all-in-one voice comms and messaging service that also the organisations will want to use, and that sort of stuff, so that you can do pretty much everything you need to communicate, whether you're on your mobile, or in-game, or on your PC. An early version of Spectrum has been released with limited features for testing on the PTU for 2.6 currently, and they want feedback on that. Anyway, that's basically it for the monthly report. I've put a link to the original in the description below, but the schedule report is also linked below, which details all of the latest internal dates for releases and what they've planned to get out and what blockers and what they're currently working on and that sort of stuff. It is targets. Remember, commenting on any of our Star Citizen content throughout December gets you a chance to win an Avenger Titan or an 85X with lifetime insurance. 2.6 is planned to go live before Christmas. Are you excited about StarEngine or Arena Commander, the new improvements? Are you already playing in the PTU builds? What do you think of the new flight model? Are you just focused on 3.0 and you don't care about 2.6? Tell me, please share, because you get a chance to win a ship, and also I'd like to hear what you think. Please share your thoughts. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to like and subscribe. That's the words. And as this genuinely does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.